Okay, so let's talk about odds. I love, love, love odds because you can look at odds when you are planning to fill out your bracket for the NCAA basketball tournament in March. Okay, and that is coming up very, very soon. So we're going to start out and talk about odds against. Odds against are the kind of odds that you look at when you are using basketball and football odds. And first of all, odds will look like A to B, like A colon B, or it may be written as like A to B. But you'll notice that it's not written as a fraction or a decimal. Odds against sounds like something bad. So odds against will be losing to winning if you're doing sports. Or if you're doing like weather, like the odds against the hurricane will be the event not happening to the event happening. Or the odds against someone taking the bus to work would be not taking the bus to taking the bus. Not happening to happening. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples. So starting out with going from odds to probabilities. So people don't typically think in odds. So if the odds against Duke winning are 5-1, what is the probability that they win? Okay, 5-1. So odds against are losing to winning. So think of this as losing to winning. So in theory, if they played the NCAA tournament 6 times, they would lose 5 times and they would win 1 time. So in theory, they have played 6 times. So if they played 6 times, the probability that they win 1 out of these 6 times. Okay. What are the odds against the Cobra winning? Oh, the odds against the Cobras winning are 3-1. What is the probability that they win? So you look at that and you go, in theory, if they were to play our tournament 4 times, they would lose 3 times. They would win 1 time. So the probability that they win 1 out of all those times. So they would win 1 out of 4 times. Okay. What is the probability that they lose? In theory, they have played 4 total games, and they have lost 3 games. Okay, so y'all try this one for a minute, and I'll just kind of stop for a second and let you look at it. Talk to yourself and go, okay, the probability that UNC wins, wait, I didn't mean probability. The odds against UNC winning is 9-1. What is the probability of a win? Okay, so talk to yourself. Okay, so this is what you said to yourself. You're like, okay, self, in theory, they have played this tournament 10 times, losing to winning. They have played 10 times. Out of the 10 times, they have won 1. So I hope this makes sense. If you look in your book, they do a very long formula. We're not going to do that. We're sort of right-braining odds. Okay, going in the other direction. If we are given probabilities going to odds, the probability of an NC State win is 1/20th. What are the odds against? You go, okay, odds against losing to winning. So they lose 1 out of 20 times. And so they would win. Whoops, I think I just did that backwards. They win 1 out of 20 times. And so they would lose 19 out of 20 times, but we don't want to write those as fractions. We want to write them as odds, so we will just write those as 19/1. Okay. The probability of an ASU win is 1/2. What are the odds against losing to winning? Okay, they win half of the time. They lose half of the time, and we can reduce that to 1/1. That is called even odds, when you're just as likely to win as you are lose. And a lot of times people get that mixed up and they'll go, oh, if the probability is 1/2, then it's like 50-50. Well, no, the odds are 1/1, so it's not like 1/2 or 50%, 1/1. Okay, last thing, and I don't have written notes, I don't have typed notes about this yet. Because we also have odds in favor. You don't see this nearly as often as you do odds against. But odds in favor would be winning to losing. And you see odds in favor with things like horse racing. Although some horse racing are going to odds against now. But odds in favor would be winning to losing. So if I had the odds against as 5/1, and I wanted to know the odds in favor, then we will just flip it. Then the odds in favor, since odds against are losing to winning, and odds in favor are winning to losing, then we would just write it as 1/5. So I hope that helps, and I hope you have a very nice day. And I hope this helps when you fill out your NCAA bracket this year.